one of the things that was a real challenge when we first moved out to our property, and that was connectivity with the outside world. So while we do want to go as off-grid as possible, one of the things we want to remain as on-grid as possible is internet connectivity. So one of the biggest challenges that we had when we first moved out here was cellular service. We basically had none. So I'm going to do a quick little 2-year review on our WeBoost cellular booster and how our life really couldn't have happened out here without it. So we'll go ahead and cut to the chase. So first of all, I'll show you real quick the installation. We just got it set up down here. Hopefully that's good enough light. I'll edit if it's not here. There you go. We'll edit the video. So I've just got it just mounted to the wall there. 4 green lights is good. The nice thing with this system is it's very flexible. It came with that antenna as the outside antenna, and then it came with the inside antenna, just this antenna being the inside antenna. That worked well when we were first living in our little utility trailer on friend's property while we were trying to find this property. Once we moved out here and we've got, you know, over 2,000 square feet, it just wasn't enough. So I bought a Yagi antenna outside. I'll show you in a minute, and just did a little swap-a-roo. Didn't have to do anything else except for I took the outside antenna, made it the inside antenna, and I added the Yagi antenna as my outside antenna. So I'm going to cut to the chase and really show you, you know, where the rubber meets the road with this system. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and shut it off, and I'm going to show you the problem that I was dealing with. So we'll go ahead and just turn it off. I've just got it on a power strip, and I'll show you my cell phone here. Okay, so what we're dealing with is our cell service, as you can see, is abysmal. It was pretty weak. So when I would go to try to do, I work from home, which had a real hard time making phone calls, receiving phone calls. What we'd run into is we could generally sometimes download data. We're on Verizon, which is actually the best service out here, which is not saying much because maybe we'll make a connection. Sometimes I can get download speeds, but I can really, yeah, there you go. That's what we're running into. So what you'll see again, if I go back out to my signal meter, basically, you know, I'm running right now, it's not even connecting. I mean, I'm showing a sliver of a bar, but that's 1 XRTT, which doesn't haul data. So that's just abysmal. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it back on again. Here, I want to do this as real time as possible, so I'll move that so I can reach. We'll flip the switch on. So now I've turned it back on again. And all this does is this takes the outside signal and amplifies it. So you do have to be able to reach some signal outside. And just like that, I mean, that is phenomenal signal. I mean, yeah, gotcha. When you're at -77, that's basically, I mean, that's really about as good as it gets for cellular service. Now I go back to my data speed, and let's see what I'm getting on my Verizon. Again, I've turned off my Wi-Fi, which I've been able to get for like the last 6 months. But just on my cellular service, you know, again, I worked from home for over a year with this being our only internet, hosting webinars, trainings, etc. With this being my only lifeline to the outside world. And as you'll see, you know, 29.9 megabits per second download. Yeah, I moved from suburbia where I was getting, you know, 250 megabits. All right, so I cut to the chase and I showed you that I strongly recommend the product. Couldn't have lived without it. Definitely last year. Now we have Wi-Fi. We still use the product a lot. Let me tell you one of the downsides. We have teenagers that pull up in our circle, our driveway, all hours of the day and the night because they figured out that we have cellular service when nobody else in the neighborhood does. So anyways, if you call that a drawback. It does boost basically every North American 3G and 4G service, period. So Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, it boosts them all. Very great device. So talk a little bit about installation. Extremely easy. Well, until you get to the ladder and all that part. When we're in the trailer, I just put that antenna up on like a pole. Oh man, that lighting is terrible. Sorry. Backlight. That antenna up on a pole. Should do this at night. Anyways, for the exterior antenna, and just put that antenna just, you know, anywhere within the room. You want to have as much vertical difference as possible. At least, I believe the instructions said at least 10 feet, 15 feet. I put it out as far away from the trailer as I could, and then I put like 15 feet vertical clearance. Once you go to a more powerful antenna, you need to increase that difference even more. So what I've done now, you can see I've got the actual box set up down there. Again, the lights show you the status. Every once in a while, I'll get a little Verizon signal improves, and I'll get a little feedback. I'll get some yellow blinking lights, and sometimes the red. The red's bad. When I run into that, I can actually turn it off, because that means I've got so strong enough Verizon signal that I'm actually getting feedback into the antenna. So I can actually turn it off if I've got red blinking lights and the phones work. And then when my phones quit working, I turn it back on again and I'm good to go. So I've just got that wired, and then I've just got the coaxial cable. Just use a standard coaxial RG6 cable. Just got that run to a ribbon cable to go outside, and then I'll take you on the journey. I just have it run along the front porch. Dipper's going to help. Cat that thinks he's a dog. So I haven't done a really nice installation, but it's just run along the front porch. And then I just mounted it to the side of the chimney. So again, as far away from the inside antenna as I possibly could, as high and as far away as I could. So aligning it, once again, I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back to my application. So once again, my Network Cell Info Lite app was a lifesaver for this, because this has this great little feature called Map. And what this will do is this will show you, man, wish it auto zoom, that would be nice. But this will show you the nearest the cell tower that you're receiving your signal from. So that gives me a really good direction of where to point it. So I knew exactly where to point my antenna. So the antenna that I'm actually picking up is like 5.3 miles away or something like that. But this was a great tool. Made it really easy. So again, that's my 2-year review on the WeBoost booster. Bought on Amazon, modular, start with a basic unit, very easy to upgrade, improve, just off-the-shelf antennas. I can't recommend it enough. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and remember to like it. And hopefully you found this video to be useful and informative. Now, get out there and do something awesome.